Kick off to the top left-hand side of Blackpink. We're going to kick off into game number 1. Let's do this, people. Again, welcome to the stream if you just joined us. And let's see how this goes. To the top left-hand side, our Blue Protoss player. Give it up if you're going to be cheering on from my insanity, PtitDrogo. What song is this? Best way to answer that is the exclamation mark music command. Find out whichever song you want, whenever you want. Just like that. Bottom right hand side, our red Zerg player from Prophecy Esports. Give it up if you're cheering on Reynor. Game 1 of this best of 5 PvZ. Reynor coming through first place in his group the other day. Drogo came through third place in his group, but was able to win out in the round of 6 to make it to the semi-final matchup now. And we will be playing the grand final today as well. So from this series, we will go through into the series after, into the grand finals, and that'll wrap us up for the day. We've been live for coming up to 9 hours. I promised you guys last night. I said today we might do a 10 to 12 hour stream if we do the first event, which is the GG of the year. We did it, and we are well on track to hit that 10-hour marker. Which is good. It's good. Lots of StarCraft to cast, which is always a great feeling, of course. Always feels good when there's a bunch of StarCraft going on, enough to cast all day. It's going to be so much StarCraft the next couple of weeks, guys. I mean, I am kind of VITSA qualifiers are starting up very soon. But there's so much else happening as well in the sense of just what we're streaming. I'm going to be streaming from January 5th every day for like 10 plus hours. So a combination of OSC Championship, WCS qualifiers, a couple of other events, and also the WESG APAC Regional Finals is something which I'm going to be doing as well. So some pretty busy times ahead for the stream. Some pretty busy times ahead. Which is fun. Looking forward to it. Always like to keep busy personally. Much better to keep busy than to not have anything to cast, you know? Wardy, how do you sit down all this time? You're like a robot? No, man. So I actually stand up quite a lot when I'm casting. I stand up quite a bit and kind of walk around, wander the room. It's one of the reasons I really love having like a headset microphone, because I can actually stand up and wander a bit. When I used to do this on my old microphone, straight up and honestly, I couldn't do it on my old microphone. Because even on my old microphone, when I slumped back a bit and like laid back a bit when I was casting, just to kind of like chill out a bit more, people were like, "Hey Wardy, why are you going so quiet?" And god damn it, guys, god damn it. Anyways, you are going to be seeing the depth coming in towards the upper left-hand side, and you're just going to be seeing the second gateway coming up here as the adept plugs the hole in the wall. First Oracle on the way out of the Stargate, though. And we'll see how Reynor wants to play this. I was watching a bit of Reynor earlier, and he was doing some classic Reynor sort of play style. He was doing a lot of kind of back and forth aggression, a little bit of action here, a little bit of action there, never really committing, and yeah, really just playing very well, honestly. Very well, I think, in the PvZ. It was very fun to watch how he was playing and all the rest of it. Well, I remind you guys that you can hashtag the players you are cheering on. You can hashtag Reynor, or you can hashtag PtitDrogo to show us some support for either of these players. So let us know who you are supporting. Get those hashtags in, and we'll give you updates as they come in on that votes and see who is the chat favorite here today, as the first Oracle gets pushed back almost instantly without that Oracle doing anything at all, not a single kill on it. So Oracle pulls back over to the left-hand side as we see 4 extra gates coming up in the main base. And it looks as though Drogo is just going to go and end this one early. I mean, this is crazy. This is just 8 gates with nothing attached to it. Just 8 gates, just straight up Prism. I mean, does he add an Immortal or something? Or is it just Prism and go? I mean, probably Prism and go, looking at the timing of it all. I mean, there's a Prism and, well, here we go. So Drogo looking to pick up a quick win here in game 1 on Neon Violet Square. Well, can Reynor hold off? He's rushing up to that Hydra Den, which is generally a little bit weaker against all-ins and attacks like this, compared to, say, a Roach Roaring or Ling Bane. So let's see if he can get enough up. A lot of it will come down to identifying this early enough, realizing what's going on, cutting workers and making units. And well, there's the Overlord Scout into the main, sees the Prism, sees the gates, and now he will know 100% what is happening. This third Nexus doesn't really mean anything at all here. It's just something for Drogo to fall back to, perhaps a bit of a fake. You even cancel it here, and there you go. Just trying to sell it as some sort of macro-based play, because it's very hard to tell whether it's macro or not. As going to be seen, Reynor is preparing to deal with this attack in the next couple of moments. Stalkers and sentries are beginning to move on forwards. You can see Reynor chilling around his bases, making sure his injects are ready. And trying to get in position to deal with this. A spine on the way up will help to defend. So many force fields available. Well, first few Hydras are starting to come on out, and will they be able to help enough here? As Reynor, a couple of force fields is already going to kill one Hydra, one Queen. Drogo, a couple of other good force fields. Very nicely done, just picking off Hydra after Hydra. Drones are going to pull into fight as well. I mean, a couple of Hydras from the back are starting to do a little bit of something, but I think Drogo just has a little bit too much, and Reynor is losing a whole bunch of these units right now. This Queen looking as though it's going to be going down as well. Queen falls, and the Warp Prison will warp in just a few more units. Drogo, quick, deadly. Wasn't quite silent, but he came storming across this map, and he picks himself up. A very quick victory in game number 1 here. I mean, we haven't seen that victory screen there, but there it is. It was inevitable with how much damage was being done right there. That is going to be happening. Let us know what you think about it. Let us know what you're feeling. Lots more hashtags coming on in. Misses effect with the hashtag PtitDrogo. Actually, a lot of Drogos lately, but still trailing heavily. He is not the favorite right now. Sadly, the players have swapped their colors, so it doesn't quite match the vote system. But with 38% in the votes, he's not quite the chat favorite. He is my Incendies PtitDrogo. Don't need to be the chat favorite though if you're just going to go 1-0 up anyways, right? Drogo keeps it up like this, he'll just be looking unstoppable. He's currently 3-0 against Reynor in the last couple of days, and obviously that looks very good for him in terms of finding another couple of maps here to win out on, to be able to take it and move to the finals himself here. To top right hand side, our blue Zerg player, it is Reynor. He actually now only has 59% of the vote. Yeah, I guess it's dropping slightly. Keep those hashtags coming in. Want to hear you guys are supporting throughout the series. Let us know who you're cheering for. Hatch gas pool against the Gate Nexus core over the next couple of moments here. Drogo continues to set on up. Wardy, why are you so intelligent? Asks Das Pixel Chan. I don't know, to be honest. Just can't help it. What's the longest cast Wardy has ever done? I think between 16 and 18 hours. I'm pretty sure we did a so last year there's a couple of times, there's a few things last year that we did. So for example, in fact I might even check the, might even be able to give you guys an even better estimate on that, because basically there's a few times, mostly in January last year, where the OSC Championship was on, as well as a bunch of other bits and pieces, basically. What was it? I think it was something like IEM qualifiers, where we did something like, I think we did something along these lines, where I did the I did something like a Team League broadcast into an OSC Masters Cup broadcast or something. No, I did Team League into IEM America qualifier into an IEM Korean qualifier. Or maybe it was just the OSC Championship bracket. The final day was like 15 hours as well. I've casted 16 to 18 hours 2 or 3 times, I think, so that's probably my longest cast. You think you're my biggest fan, Das Pixel Chan? Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you. Lots of hashtags coming through, guys. It is actually evening up a little bit. Drogo getting a lot more love in the chat from Dummy1989, Demon068. Spyro the Dragoon, though, he's still a Royal Reynor supporter, as is Poopy Deloopy. Love that name. Doesn't get much better than Poopy Deloopy, does it? In terms of quality Twitch names. A few Zerglings coming across the map, as we do see early on here. Reynor just looking to see what else is happening. Since we have a couple of moments of silence, what's up? Stick of poo. Well, yeah, here's me like poopy loopy. It doesn't get much better than that. Then just straight up stick of poo donates $3, saying my face when my feelings when my face when Wardy gets face cam back. Kappa pride. Yeah, webcam working again. Woo! Thank you so much for the $3 donation. Thank you for the support of the stream. Well, on the way up here from Reynor, looking to rush out that Hydra's den once again here. As we do see Zerglings of Reynor going to run on over, and they are just not quite going to find that probe just yet. He's going to come in there looking for the cancel. I mean, a death plus the Oracle. Not going to be enough to save the Nexus, though. This game, by the way, Drogo with the Glaives upgrade and now adding on 4 more gates. It's aggression all over again. Drogo playing a very aggressive series so far. Setting up into what is going to be a lot of adepts here, and I'm getting ready to go into that. Most legendary stream was the Home Story Cup qualifier. Then when they remembered to announce it in time, that was long and a lot of donations. Yeah, that was 2016. Holy shit. That was 2016, right? That was the first time I hit 100 subs in like May of 2016. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. It was the end of April, start of May 2016. I remember that. Yeah, that was crazy as well. We did like a Home Story Cup Korean qualifier into European qualifier, and it was like that was like 14 hours, I think. That was a long qualifier. Why was that so long? I think maybe we cast something else in the middle. I can't remember. Yeah, that was a crazy day though. Crazy couple of days. It's the first time I ever put a donation goal on my stream, and people just fucking delivered. Anyways, Adepts moving on over is going to be seeing this attack comes in from Drogo. It's a lot of Adepts, and he's working his way through the first few Lings, but well, Reynor has plenty of Hydras out, and they are starting to deal the damage. Okay, Lings are going down as he now splits away. The Adepts will commit in towards the natural expansion, and they are going to be looking for some more drone kills here. So far, hasn't found many though at all. There's going to be seeing more and more of these Adepts disappearing, and Drogo really didn't do much with this at all, considering what we've been seeing out of Adepts throughout other series today. Although I say that, and now he just wanders around, and these 2 Adepts in the end kills 6 workers just like that. Transfusion doesn't quite save that final drone, and 7 workers for that many Adepts. I mean, it's nice because it sort of should have been a better defense, because it just was a better defense initially. Those last 2 Adepts just getting away with some further damage. Reynor going to go straight on the counter-attack though, and this is always one of the issues when you throw a lot of Adepts away to try and kill economy. But this game he didn't even kill economy, or not enough of it. As we do see the Hydras going to put themselves between the third base and the natural, and that's always a difficult position to defend from the Frost player, figuring out just how to kind of come down and fight and to split the units, etc. Right now, Lings are just giving themselves up towards the front though. Hydra's actually going to get on top of the Immortal though, and the Immortal's going to go down. No micro back on it. Reynor does not want to chase up that ramp against that little bit of an army that's towards the third base. We're going to be seeing Adepts back and forth, looking to see what they can do. Cybercore goes down, which means no more Adept warpins, and Zealots don't have charge if this comes into a situation of, you know, trying to warp in something else to help out. And this Robo facility very exposed, should be able to get that before the Colossus comes out here, and Reynor with the counter-attack off of a pretty solid defense is actually going to find the GG. Reynor takes game number 2, and he finally gets a map against. So guess what? Here it is! Game 3 here on Ascension to Aya, and we're tied up 1 game apiece. Let's see how this is gonna wrap up. Well, not wrap up, but let's see how this is gonna continue. To the bottom right hand side, our Blue Protoss player from My Insanity. It is PtitDrogo. And to the upper left hand side, our Red Zerg player from Prophecy Esports is Reynor. Thank you so much for the support here today, guys, and checking out the stream and sitting through the ad breaks as well, especially. I really do appreciate it. The ad breaks do help us to stay as a full-time stream, producing StarCraft content on a regular basis. They're a big part of our income, and without it, we would struggle to stick around. Of course, the same goes to you subscribers as well. I really do appreciate the support. And if you're enjoying the channel, hit that follow button. We're fast approaching 25,000 followers, which is crazy. But also, if you're really enjoying, consider subscribing, consider supporting in some way, cheering, perhaps donating, if you can afford to. If not, then believe me, just watching the ads goes a long way as well. Do what you can afford to, do what you would like to. All of it is appreciated, and all of it does, again, help to keep us full-time StarCraft 2 games day in, day out for you all. As we kick off into this game, number 3. Game numero 3. Well, setting up into this, we see the Cybernetics Corps finishing up on the natural expansion. Overlord coming through the center. A couple of drones going to start mining over there. Third drone as well. We are going to be seeing just what is next. Obviously, early game is pretty standard, pretty slow. A Stargate now from PtitDrogo. Now, we've seen a Stargate once already, and it still turned into some kind of aggression. That was aggression to win him a game, though. This is maybe going to be a bit different. We'll see how he wants to try and play it out. A lot of ways that the Stargate can go. Generally does promote more macro-focused game. But, yeah, generally just promote a bit more of a macro focus, just because it allows you to go into towards the third nexus safely and all the rest of it. So we'll see if that's something which Drogo will look towards using to his advantage or to his to his potential. Yeah, nice to see Reynor taking a game, because until today, until that last map, he was 0-3 in this tournament against PtitDrogo. It's nice to see him taking a map, getting on the board, and showing us he can take maps off Drogo as well. He is making a petition, a run for the grand finals here today, where he would be playing against you Thermal. Obviously the same goes for PtitDrogo. As we set up into this. How many subs do I have? Asks Nedgy in the chat. We currently sit at 368, which is just insane. I am really expecting, and this isn't being pessimistic or anything, but realistically, we are going to drop a few subs over the next couple of days, because it was about a month ago that we had a big wave of subs when sub gifting began. So we will be dropping a couple in the next couple of days, but it really is already an amazing, incredibly high number compared to... I just can't believe it. Like 68 subs over 300. Like hitting 300 subs was amazing. And now we're at 368. It's just absolutely crazy. Well, double Oracle comes in, and the first Queen actually drops pretty quick, and so Drogo's already dealing good damage here. Second Queen too, and Reynor is already going to be messed up here quite heavily. 2 drones go down. That will be the end of the harassment for now, as the Oracles run out of energy. And we're just going to be seeing this Overlord moving around as well to see what else is going on. Some Master Samuel in the chat saying, "Hey fella, thanks for the games. Thanks for tuning in. Obviously for you guys that tune in, that we put these games on. It really is great to be able to run some more WardiTV focused events. We've actually done loads this month in particular. We ran the WardiTV Weekly Season 3 Finals, the WardiTV Christmas Invitational, and now this WardiTV Invitational number 2. Really awesome to see just us being able to run a bunch of events. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying it all. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying all these matches and all the different games we've had this month. If you missed any of the action, it all goes up on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/WardiTV. We upload to YouTube 2 to 3 times a day. Definitely check it out and hit a subscription button there if you want to see when we're uploading and what we're uploading. Yeah, and 2 to 3 uploads a day, so daily StarCraft for you on the YouTube. Pretty much every game that's worth watching from the stream. Oracles are doing some good damage here, picking off a few Zerglings. Yeah, and there, now another drone going down. Lurking Den is on the way up at the moment here from Reynor, and again a few more Hydras just poking out as he gets that muscular augment stuff, but is getting towards the Lurking Den. And even though this wasn't a pretty start from him with those Oracles dealing a lot of damage and picking off the Queens, well, now he is starting to get in towards that Lurking Den. I feel a little better. I feel as though maybe this is the game where you can start showing us some of that cool sort of multi-pronged harass and attacks, and just moving around 2 different armies that he can be so good at. And what a good map to do it on. Ascension Dire is a map which really is a map that's so good, to move an army up here, for example, and at the same time an army over here. It really is pretty sweet, as we do see Zergling's going to come down to the south side. A Phoenix overhead is just moving around as well. Assault's an Adept. And you're able to push those Zerglings away as well right now. There's these Hydras coming over to the right side, so Maybe a little bit of aggression from Reynor. I mean, his Lurgaden's now finished up, so he can start to get ready to morph those in, but when he has the money for 3 of them so far, actually, I guess he has money for about 4 or 5, and there is actually 5 on the way up. He's just going to keep reinforcing this with more units, so kind of like a bit of a lurker-based timing here, whereas the lurkers come up, he's going to look to basically bust through. If this is what is going to be kind of just Ling Hydra lurker. So let's see if he can make this happen. Only 61 drones, it means there's no intention of a 4th base or saturating a 4th base just yet. We are going to be seeing those lurkers just burrowing and looking to see what they can do. Let's see, a couple of oracles are already taking some damage. Hydra's doing some, dealing some damage here as well. I mean, the shield battery is already drained of energy, so it's not too terrible a position to fight into. I mean, the cannon is nice. Revelation's still active on the lurkers. Drogo's army currently is just melting. There is some counter-aggression in towards the 3rd base of the Zerg, and that's something we'll show you on the picture-in-picture here as this main fight is continuing. Already 15 drones going down, so actually Reynor losing a lot of eco while this is happening, but it means his army is still standing very strong. If he can just get enough units over here to help out, well, that would be great, although themselves are now picking away through the 3rd base of the Zerg player as well, and it looks as though Reynor is just not going to be able to defend his 3rd hatchery. So his 3rd hatchery goes down. At the same time, Drogo's 3rd base is going down for a lot of gateways in tow. That's going to really kind of hurt you as well. Some Zealots run on in. These lurkers are currently undetected though, and you know what? There's no Observer, and there's also no Oracles. They got taken down before, and that really does hurt. As those Hydras back into the mineral line, 13 probes going down. Reynor is still trailing in workers, but doubling the army supply. Well, this 3rd Nexus looks as though it's going to drop as well, and that's a pretty big deal. An Observer on the way out. Now it's 2 bases apiece. Drogo already re-expanding over here. Reynor not showing any sign of re-expanding, just keeping on building units. Wants to end this sooner rather than later. Honestly, if he kills all these pylons, Drogo's going to be supply blocked as well. I think Drogo's starting to recognize that, building up a few of his extra pylons already. Getting a few gateways on the way. Look at this supply block. It's actually going to be a huge supply block. Let's do attack about finish on Drogo, which will help out a lot as well. One of the things that Drogo has to be careful of is not losing observers to Hydras. He loses one of them here. The other one is still up in the skies. If just Reynor can target that down, it would be fantastic for him. That observer comes back into range, but the Hydras have already done enough, but he's continuing to push on through. Another Archon, another Immortal, and these Zealots are dropping as well. Drogo taps out, and Reynor, despite losing his 3rd hatchery in the process, is able to close it out and take game number 3. And now Reynor is from there. We've already used up the coupon codes, but you can still support even without coupon codes if you want to add a few dollars of your own to the prize pool. Obviously, don't feel like you have to if you do not want to or you cannot afford to. But all that money does go directly to the players who finish in the top 4. We do not take any cut of it, so it's a great way to support the players. And of course, this specific tournament as well, you know. Always looks good the more money we raise up on Match Arena. The players look at it and like, okay, well, next time, you know, we know that you're going to raise some money as well, most likely. Or it's possible that you can, and, you know, it's more likely to get better players to play. So, with that said, we kick off to the top left-hand side. Our blue Zerg player from Prophecy Esports. It's the Zerg, it's the youngster, it's the prodigy. It's Reynor. 1 Zerg, 1 Protoss, and 1 Terran left in the event. Obviously, a Terran already in the Grand Finals. Excited that we're not going to have a mirror matchup finals. It's like a miracle. It really is. That's to the bottom right-hand side. Our red Protoss player from My Insanity, PtitDrogo. Just going to quickly talk about tomorrow. I am going to be running, thanks to Battlefy, a $75 event. It's going to be called the WardiTV New Year's Cup. That's going to be happening from 1 PM CET, so in approximately 15 hours from now, we'll be going live once again. Would love it if you guys signed up. It's super easy for you to sign up. ! Battlefy in the chat. Gives you the sign up link, and we would love you to sign on up because that's what Battlefy would like. They want to see loads of sign-ups, they want to see loads of players playing. Just come have some fun. You maybe get casted on stream, maybe we have some fun. Who knows? But do hit us up and come check it out. Should be pretty great. Should be pretty great. Alright, well, setting up into game 4. Now, Cybernetics Core is just a couple of moments away from finishing up. The Nexus on this natural. Going to be finishing shortly too. And a couple more queens on the way out from Reynor over the next moment or so. Two Zerglings of Reynor going to start chasing this probe down. Go, Probe, go. You can get out of there. Good job, Probe. Meanwhile, an Adept up the left-hand side. Getting ready to follow up. Hey, we passed the 9-hour mark of the stream. Nice. 9 hours in, and we are just one series left after this one. So, like I said, I think, at the start of the day, it's going to be a 10 to 11-hour stream. Sort of depends on the length of these games in this event. We'll see right now, looking to go quite the distance and go quite lengthy. Looking to go, again, about 10 hours in total all day, which is awesome. I always love, maybe 11 hours in total, but I always love kind of getting nice long streams onto the channel for you guys. I know you guys quite like it when we get to stream all day and we can just bring you kind of like consistent StarCraft non-stop. One more drone is already low there, so this Adept does pick up 2 kills, and actually an Adept on the natural takes it up to 4 in total. Okay, I mean, good control to kind of multitask there from Drogo. Reynor probably could have done a better job on the main protecting workers, but obviously was a bit like stressed out with an Adept on each mineral line. Not an easy thing to work with. At all. At all. Feeling is going to set up over to the side here. We just sit and wait to see. Well, the next sort of stage of this is going to be the Oracles flying around. It's only found 1 kill so far in the game. Oracle's still just moving around and seeing what is up, what is happening. He's just looking for the chance to dive in there once again. The follow-up here, Robo and Templar Archive is nice and quick. As we're going to see that combination of, well, just Archon drops initially, I guess. Charge might come in a bit later on to reinforce it with Zealots, but it's probably going to be a focus on the third Nexus rather than going up into like a ton of gates right away. The Swan Melee starts. Dropper Lord just morphed in. Actually not sure where that Dropper Lord is. Where are you, buddy? He is actually going to bring Queens across the map. So Reynor's bringing Queens over. That's something he actually did earlier today as well against Hellraise, I believe. He started to cause some chaos with these Lings at the third base, and it was exactly like this. Chaos with Lings at the third, and now we're going to see some warping in units going to take some damage as they warp in. A couple of Lings peel around the other side and continue to fight this here, and starting to get some better surrounds on these Adepts. They pull away in towards a little bit of a choke point. Obviously helps out a lot, and the Oracle coming back as well helps out too. But Queens are about to drop into the natural, and as these Queens drop into the natural, well, probes will start to fall. There won't be much of an answer to them. As Warling is going to come around the right-hand side and towards the third base. Meanwhile, Phoenix getting pushed away. 2 workers down so far, and the Queens can start their long journey of picking off this Nexus. Obviously, not really expecting that to be something that's realistically possible here. As the Overlord can lift the Queens back up. Meanwhile, Zerglings are trying to bust through the front. He already cancelled the third Nexus. And now he's going to continue his way through that pylon. Phoenix and a couple of Archons are going to make these Queens' life a little bit more difficult. Archons dropping on top, and now you are going to see the Queens having to transfuse each other. Not just each other, but the Overlord too, to keep them alive. Loses 1 Queen, loses a second. Transfusions are just not there as he's killed 8 workers. He's going to actually kill the pylon at the front here, which is kind of crazy because now 2 gates are empowered. He gets this pylon over here too. A little bit of a gap in this wall, but I guess he doesn't want to run in because 2 Archons will be good enough to defend. Reynor already putting himself into a little bit of a good position here so far. Lair now on the way up. Again, an aggressive start from him, but paying off. It's definitely working definitely working the way he thinks it should. Getting the cancel on the third Nexus, keeping his opponent busy elsewhere. These are all positives for him so far. So they're going to pick their way through a few more roaches, so a few more Zealots and Depth or so, and it's going to be another cancel, and now Bane's morphing in. There's actually Reynor going to get aggressive towards the natural once again. 2 downed gateways. Well, there is still 3 gateways up in the main base, so I guess we'll see what's going to happen here. The Archon's actually across the map, by the way, in the Prism, which means that they're not here to defend at home. Sentries are warping in, though, and I think these sentries are here just in time to drop the force fields. First force field's good, and the second force field's also good. Still some space on these on this gateway over to this right-hand side, though, but more it's actually High Templars warping in, not sentries. Oh my god, he's going to get in here before we actually see the rest of the units warping in, or another gateway warped in or whatever. Well, this is bad because these Lings are starting to do a heck of a lot. The shield batteries are going to get drained almost instantly, and he will dive the main base mineral line where a lot of damage can be done very quickly, just due to the fact that that Archon's very slow to catch up, and so only a couple of workers. It's actually no whole position micro or anything. He's just going to do that now. Now he will start to really pick himself off a whole few more workers. Archon's in the main base in the meantime, but the Prism needs to be so very careful still. Otherwise, if he loses that, he really is going to be in trouble. Really could just be the end of this. So that Prism's still moving around. He might even want to just come back home, honestly, at this point, as Ling's back into the natural. Reynor is keeping Drogo away from the third base still, remember. I mean, okay, sure, he's being hyper-aggressive, but it's working out. He's going to force the cancel again. Drogo just cannot stabilize on that third base. It looks as though we are going to see this War Prism is coming back home as well. So, Prism on its way back. See the 2 Archons dropping down. They will be able to pick their way off on that Overlord. Bane speed starts up here, and we've seen a few more Lings and Hydras. On the way out, obviously, a few Banes will be morphing in as well for the Bane speed. As we actually see Drogo going to try and get aggressive across the map, starting to push forward. So he's going to have a lot of Archons, actually. Which means that he kind of needs a lot of Hydras. Banes to bust down Zealots, and then the Hydras just to deal with the Archons nice and quickly as well. Just because the Archons are so good against Banes, they're very good against Lingers too. So many Queens here, though, by the way, as we are going to see that Prism. He's going back over to that right-hand side. Drogo going to be looking to put that in towards the natural in the next couple of moments or so. Reynor is just getting ready to defend against this here. He's actually got nothing over in the main base where there's going to be a huge warp in. He is going to start coming in towards these Archons, though. Obviously feels he can push this back very easily. As we actually see at the same time, those Zealots have already pushed in towards the main base mineral line of Reynor. So Reynor's going to be able to again push those Archons back, but damage being dealt back on this upper left side to the point where he's actually probably just going to lose the main base already. 10 drones, a lair, and that is the lair as well, so it is a big deal. Well, a few Hydras still in the middle trying to fight. Only +1 melee upgrades, +2 about to finish up from our pros play. He's actually going to lose the Hydra Den before muscular augments, or is it? He's got some transfusions. He saw targeted down. He actually didn't transfuse as much as he could have here. Meanwhile, back across the map, a Bane drop picks off just 4 workers. Not too much. And he actually recalled those Zealots out of there. That's something we've seen a lot more of lately. The recalling of Zealots once they get into like some trouble and some attacks around the map that just don't quite maybe, you know, obviously they can work out, but obviously some of the attacks which aren't necessarily guaranteed to, well, you know, they've done their damage and usually they would just die, but now they recall, and so now you have the Zealots to use all over again. It's like, hell yeah, of course I want to do that. It's awesome. A few Banes are actually going to get found running on over to the right-hand side here. Drogo coming on up to the top of the map with this Prism yet again. Prism staying active, keeping on using it. What's up, Flotch, by the way, for the 1 year resub? Oh shit, 1 year! Somebody hearts in the chat for that 1 year, boy. Thanks so much for the 1 year, do appreciate. Always loving the 1 years. Crazy to think of. 1 entire year of enjoying the stream. I've been enjoying the stream for a year myself. Oh, I'll do more than one. Thank you for the resub, do appreciate as we get back into the game. Reynor and Drogo. Well, actually, Drogo is already trying to warp in over here, but Queens and the Prism. Oh my god! There's Queens and a Smoke Roll. I was doing a lot. 7 workers go down to another Bane drop over here. Now Drogo's starting to push in towards the fourth base. Oh my god, he just runs into all of those Banelings, though. These Banes destroy every single Zealot, and now these Archons are on their own. The thing is, these Hydras don't have muscular augments, and without muscular augments, they cannot chase anywhere near as well as usual. And that's because he lost the Hydra Den before he built it. And not just that, but then he obviously lost the lair as well, so he couldn't even rebuild the Hydra Den for a long time now. And that kind of really sucks for him as well. Actually going to start dropping some Hydras, it seems, in the next few moments. +3 attack, Storm upgrade on the way. A couple of upgrades which will, again, just look to help Drogo moving forwards. The Storm will really go a long way to helping out with this. Finally, the Hydra Den finishes. Most of the augments, Lurker Den, a bunch of Hydras, a ton of Hydras, honestly. Although he's walking these Banes a little bit too aggressively. We'll have to pull those back. A linger in by towards the third base. Oh, there's a high tempo there that doesn't have the energy for a Storm. He kills the Sentry as well, and a Morphing Archon. But Shield Battery's about to run out of energy, and so now the high tempo goes down too. I mean, for just Zerglings, this is already a really good attack. I'm surprised he didn't run towards the natural. There was a hole in the wall, and I mean, there was no way he was getting up this way, right? And obviously, I guess we can see that, but that would have been pretty cool. As we are going to be seeing this Hydra Queen Force down the left side, getting set up, but as Lurkers come into play, it gets more difficult for Drogo. Reynor hits that next stage of the game, which will just make him feel a little bit more comfortable. And which he keeps winning with once he gets there. Couple of wings going on around the top side. Nexus and an Observer. On the way out here, and just a few more probes on the way up. Drogo actually lost a lot of workers throughout this game and has been kind of kept at a fairly low eco. Look at that Reynor lead is pretty substantial all the way through. Reynor definitely taking some jumps in army here and there. Nine Lurkers starting to build. Reynor finally getting towards this Lurker stage of his game. Definitely not a bad moment for him to start getting a bit further aggressive. Drop of Banes, looking to get ready to roll once more. And we are going to see Drogo's moving out onto the map, but now Lurkers are here, and I wonder if he knows Lurkers are here. Because if he doesn't, it could be something that Reynor surprises him with. It's a Bane run by into the third, that kills 9 workers, and 2 more Banes loading up over here. Plus 2 melee is not done yet, so it needs 2 Banes to actually kill a worker. So that's to the left-hand side. The Lurkers are going to start doing some real damage here. Hydra's fighting as well. The Storms are very slow to come down, honestly. The Queen started to trade transfusions. He dodges away from the Storms. Oh my god, I mean, he crushes this army over here. And at the same time, he only had half his army there, Reynor. At the same time, he has so much more on the left side. This kid is absolutely unstoppable this week. He went to the WardiTV Christmas Invitational Finals last week and won.